What's going on, guys? So I know it's been a while, and this is gonna, probably be a little crazy for some people, but I'm actually gonna switch directions of the channel a little bit. I've been wanting to get back into streaming and so on and so forth, but there's something that's just been nagging on me since 2012, and that's ultimately weight loss. In 2012, I was down to 211 pounds, maybe even a little bit lower than that. I was running constantly, loved it every single morning for like 6 days out of the week. I took 1 day of rest. I'd run intervals on a treadmill. And in 2012, I was on vacation in Florida with my family, and I was running on a treadmill in front of a window and at this really nice resort overlooking a lake. And as I was running, I saw a flock of geese fly out in front of me, and I looked up, and I was going probably like 10 miles an hour or so. Like I was in a pretty good, gallop or whatever you want to call it. And I looked up, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, isn't that beautiful? And as soon as I did that, the thought also ran into my mind like, oh my gosh, I'm actually running right now. So I shifted my focus and looked down because I was starting to get a little wobbly. And again, this was all happening in like a 1 second time frame. And when I looked down, my foot planted on the treadmill, and it sent a shock up my back and immediately herniated a disc. So I went and laid down by the pool, and as soon as I did, I felt the herniation, and I actually rolled off the pool chair and then crawled on my arms and my elbows to the pool so I could actually try to get my feet underneath of me, and then thought I was okay, tried to get out of the pool, and as soon as my weight started hitting my back, because I was walking up the steps from the pool, I was just falling down. Like I couldn't support my own weight, and I knew I was in trouble. So fast forward like 6 months later, I ended up getting 2 back surgeries, microdiscectomies, where they just take the herniation out and then they let it heal up. It's not as good as when God made it, but it's definitely a lot better. However, obviously during that time I couldn't, run, and that was my main form of exercise. Now, I'm not here to get into, this huge debate of, well, you could have done this, and this. Well, of course I could have, but I didn't. That's the reality, and I wouldn't be here now unless that, unless the reality was I stopped doing those things. Over the course of those years, I tried to hire a personal trainer, which he did a great job with me. I ended up, losing some weight and gaining a lot of muscle. At that time, I was around 240, so as you can see, I went up about 20 pounds. I don't remember the exact time frame. I think it was like maybe, I don't know, 2 years later, somewhere in there. And then since then, I've just been struggling. I stopped going to the gym. I tried doing diet and exercise stuff, and the reality is like, like everything else, it just kind of falls by the wayside because we get so busy, or there's something else that we're doing. And I mean, they're all excuses, right? But the reality is that there's a lot of people out there that are in the same boat as me. So my other passion in life, outside of aquariums, is actually video games. A lot of people don't know that about me, but unless you're my close family, you know that I love to play video games. And for Christmas this past year, I had a little bit of money left over, and I ended up getting a PlayStation 4 VR. And so what we're ultimately going to do is try to lose weight through a Beat Saber. Which is a video game for the VR. You have a controller in each hand, and it's almost like lightsabers. And I'll show you a little preview. And you have this virtual reality headset, but you're constantly moving your arms. Which for me currently at my highest, I was like 295 pounds. So that's a far cry from 211, and really I should probably be down around 180 to 190. That's probably my ideal range. So it's like, how do we get there? Well, you have to start somewhere, and it's just so overwhelming when you start getting this out of shape and you start putting on so many pounds. You start looking back and you're like, man, if I could just be this guy, and I'll flash a video of when I was in the best shape, and not this guy, and then I'll flash a video of kind of where I'm at now. So, or not a video, but a photo. But it's kind of humbling, to be able to not do the same things that you used to be able to do, walking up the steps sometimes can be a chore. I have a relatively new child. He's only 9 months old, and you know, I just fear for being able to keep up with him, and I want to be able to do the things that I want to enjoy. But you know, there's certain things that, you know, I can't even really do because I know it's just out of my scope right now. Like, oh, let's go on a 5-mile day hike or something like that. And I mean, that may not be my first choice of things that I want to do on my day off, but the reality is that even if it was, it's something I couldn't do, you know, and it's tough. And I know a lot of people have been there too, but what this is going to be is I'm still going to do the aquarium stuff. I'm still going to start, you know, putting out regular videos on the aquarium so you guys can see, you know, the progress. I think it's in a really good spot right now, but we'll get to that later. This is just about kind of like this new venture. What we're going to do is 5 days a week. There's a video out there. I'll see if I can link it in the description, but there's a video out there that says the best, you know, medicine that you can take is exercise. 30 days or 30 minutes a day. I think 5 days a week is ultimately what they're looking for, and you know, that is what I'm gonna try to do with at least Beat Saber. So I'm enjoying playing the game. It's fun for me, and I think that as the levels increase and the difficulty, I'm gonna start moving my arms and my legs and have to, you know, ultimately I will be able to keep myself in this, at least initially. And then I've thought about other things like putting wrist weights on my wrists or my feet. Thanks to my brother-in-law Ryan, who recommended that. I think that's a great idea. Let's just see how far we can take it in this weight loss journey. What else have I done? So diet and exercise, right? So we got the exercise piece of it. The diet piece of it is I'm gonna just go with Weight Watchers. I mean, I've done a lot of different things in the last, oh gosh, 7 years. Hasn't been that long since I was in really good shape. Weight Watchers has been the best thing for me. So I think if I can couple that with exercising 30 minutes a day, I think that's going to be a winning combination. Now, I'm not going to go crazy and say I'm going to track every single thing. You know, I'll explain to you what I'm doing, and hopefully, you know, maybe there's a few people that want to take this journey with me. I mean, ultimately, the cost of a PlayStation 4 plus the virtual reality packet to get the Beat Saber is much lower than like a treadmill. I mean, of course, there are some treadmills out there that you can get for a couple $100 or something like that, but the reality is I weigh almost 300 pounds, right? So I can't just go on a Walmart special treadmill and just start getting it, because I'm going to hurt my back, or the belt won't even work or something crazy like that. So this is really going to be, you know, for people that just need to start moving. I mean, right? Like, we live in a sedentary lifestyle. Most of us do. I mean, I work at a desk job. I can work from home occasionally as well. And I mean, let's just be honest. You put a Fitbit tracker on me like I have here, and there's some days where I'm not even getting like 2,000 steps, you know, because I'm sitting here working on stuff, and it's just, it can get out of control really quick. So let's just talk about moving, and then doing something that we enjoy doing, or something that makes us feel good, and then ultimately see how far that can take us. So this is where we're starting. We're gonna do Beat Saber. We're gonna try to do 30 minutes. Let me go back. We will do 30 minutes 5 times a week, and then 2 days of rest. So probably the weekends or something like that. This journey is gonna be, you know, from starting you know, at a lower difficulty, which is kind of where I'm at now. I don't really have a lot of hours into the game. I'd say maybe like 2-3 hours max at this point. So, and then ultimately seeing how far we can take it. So I hope you guys are willing to join this journey with me. If you are, please feel free to subscribe below. If you're one of my current subscribers, and you know, please stick around for the aquarium content. I also do saltwater aquarium stuff, which I haven't in about a year since my son was born, but now I'm starting to get back into the swing of things, so we'll be starting that up as well. So feel free to stay, but if it's not your jam, then, you know, unsubscribe. You know, I don't want you to watch something that you're not going to enjoy. So, you know, and please feel free to make any comments below if you have any questions or anything like that. So, you know, let's take a look at kind of what this looks like. So I'm going to show you a song, and now this is actually what you will see while you're in the virtual reality, not the person like with the stuff and everything like that. I'll try to get one of those, but this is kind of just a little bit of a preview. So let's take a look here. All right, so this is called "Be There for You." It's a PlayStation song. So let's check it out. So it's kind of hard to see, but there's two. There's one in each hand, and then of course you have this thing on your head, and you have to swing them to hit the blocks, and the blocks of course are happening in the beat of the song. And then as you get up in harder difficulty, it gets crazier and crazier. So as you can imagine, while you're seeing this, there's actually somebody that's moving around and stuff like that, so it gets your heart rate up. And then of course I have my Fitbit tracker, so I'll share, you know, what my workouts look like, where my heart rate is, how long I'm doing it, so on and so forth. That's insane. I can't do that. I cannot do that. So what you just saw there, this is probably like on expert. I'm nowhere near this level, but this is just to give you an idea of like the progression, right? So like you can get there, but I'm not there yet, but maybe one day, so. And there's all different types of songs. Apparently there's additional soundtracks that are coming out, and like download packs and stuff, and we'll cover those as well. But I think this is really good. So, and then of course, you know, there's different ways you can make the game even harder and stuff like that. So I think it's good. And we'll go over setup videos and stuff like that, you know, in the future. So. But anyway, that's it for me. Again, this is Hitter with Hitrmiss Aquariums, and, you know, I don't know, I'll think of something for the video game piece of it too, but, you know, we'll just keep calling it Hitrmiss Aquariums for now. So, that's it, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.